just coming to do a quick little tutorial answering Ruchi's question about how to take care of the liver. So I have this. This is a castor oil pack. It's been well used. I bought it on Amazon. I posted a link to a better one for you guys in the group. It's so simple to do castor packs. What you're gonna do is you're gonna open your piece of cloth, lay it down, and then pour castor oil on it. I don't know, maybe like a couple tablespoons-ish. There's no like specific, this is exactly how much you need to do it and exactly for how long and exactly how often. It's very fluid, so you can do it in a way that it fits your lifestyle. So the one thing that you're gonna want to keep in mind is the fact that castor oil is really thick. So you're gonna want to pour some on your cloth and let it sit there for a minute so that it can actually soak in. Otherwise it'll be even messier when you put it on your body. So after you have a good amount of castor oil soaked into the cloth, you don't have to use heat, but heat's gonna hugely increase the benefits and the effect. So I encourage you to use heat. You take your castor oil pack, you place it over your liver, right here, okay? Right side, right underneath your rib cage. Your liver is like halfway under your rib cage and then halfway protruding out of it. So you want to place this over your liver and then put a heating pad on top of it, preferably. You can use one that you can microwave or one that plugs in. It doesn't really matter. And, you know, if you really don't have one, you can still do this. It's just gonna, the effects are gonna be slower, if you will. And then you just lay back and relax. So, as with all of these self-care rituals, we want to figure out how to create like a routine with them. So for me, I have periods of time where I am like doing castor oil packs like regularly. And the way that I have made it easy for myself is that this just sits right next to my bed all the time, along with my bottle of castor oil. So I can be as lazy as I want and can't use that as an excuse to not do this type of practice because it literally requires like no energy out of you to do. You can just lay back and let it seep in. So that's what I do, is just set it next to my bed. That's the easiest. That's what I would recommend doing. And as far as a schedule goes, I'm sorry that it's a little crooked. As far as the schedule goes and like the timing of everything, I would say at least 30 minutes you want to leave it on your body in order for it to actually benefit you. And as far as I know, there's no limit as to how long you can leave it on your body. I've fallen asleep with it on before, and it's not gonna hurt you. The more you do it, the more you're gonna benefit from it. You might want to like take some days off. It's probably not even realistic that anyone's actually going to do it every single day, but a minimum of a couple times a week, and like however much you can do it, however much you are available for it. At least 30 minutes, at least a couple times a week. And as with all holistic self-care practices, they take time. You got to do it for a long period of time. It's gentler. And it's honestly like the only way that you can really heal and rejuvenate the body. And it takes devotion. So this is the type of practice that you want to incorporate into your lifestyle. Not like it's not a quick fix. Your liver has been filtering toxins for decades. So it's not something that you can just do once or like a few times and expect for it to like really make a big difference for you. This needs to be done for weeks and months as the lifestyle, honestly, until we can get ourselves into a clean environment, which most of us aren't. Hello, look at the skies. Look at how polluted our food is and how polluted our water is. Um, until we actually can clean up our environment, unfortunately, we're going to have to be doing a lot more than we're supposed to in order to be healthy, because the planet isn't healthy right now. And we are a part of her, and we can't get away from it. So until we actually clean up the mess that we created on Earth, it's going to create a lot more hassle for humans who are wanting to be healthy. Because when we are continuously exposed to toxins every single day, we need to be doing something every single day to combat the level of toxicity of our world right now. I sometimes compare this to swimming through shitty water, like literally. When you look at a fish that's sick, you can either like treat the fish, or if you don't have your head up your ass, you clean the fish's water and the fish heals. Right now, we're like fish swimming around in dirty water. And we don't have control over just like immediately cleaning up the environment on the entire planet. So we have to treat ourselves all of the time until we're in a healthy, clean environment. That is just the reality that we're living in right now. And we're all absolute warriors for even being alive on the planet right now while its pollution is at an all-time high. So aside from doing the castor oil packs, there's a lot of different things you can do, and I'm not going to go into it in too much detail right now because I'm probably going to dedicate a full month inside of the Radiance portal that's getting ready to start in May, which all of you have 1 month free inside of. This is my new membership space where you come in to stay inside of my community and pay a monthly fee, which is going to be $111 monthly, or you can pay for the entire year up front and basically get a month free. But you guys all, because you came into the Temple Body Reset, get a whole month into my new space, the Radiance Portal, for free, which I'm super excited about. So at some point over the next year inside of that space, I'm going to dedicate an entire month to the liver, healing the liver, nourishing the liver. So I'm just going to give you a little short video about some things that you can do. Aside from the castor packs, I think one of the most important things that any of us can be doing is incorporating bitter foods into our diet. So one of the mentors that I learned from teaches sweet to the mouth, bitter to the liver. Bitter to the mouth, sweet to the liver, meaning sweet foods are not what help the liver. Bitter foods are what help the liver. And bitter foods are like practically extinct in the Western diet. So that is one of the main things that anybody wanting to support their liver needs to start doing, is incorporating bitter foods and teas into their diet. And I can even go a little bit further with Ayurvedic wisdom and tell you that you want to be thinking about how you can start incorporating bitter foods, pungent, and astringent, because all of those are a huge help to countering a lot of the imbalances that we're experiencing right now, which are diet and lifestyle related. Because if you look at the Western diet, it's all fat, sweet, and salt, really. And so we're missing a whole other side of the spectrum when it comes to taste. And when you really start diving into Ayurveda, you learn that the different tastes affect like the body differently. So if we really want to be balanced inside of ourselves, we have to eat a balanced diet. And like, You know, you might even be sitting here wondering, what the hell is a astringent food? And a quick Google search will give you more examples than what I can give you right now. But I can give you a little bit of a hack that those flavors are in the skin of plants, in the skin of fruit and vegetables. That's where you're gonna get the bitter, astringent, and pungent flavors that are missing in our diet. There's also tons of different herbs that you can rely on for this type of thing. And I think maybe like the one specific herb that I'd like to recommend to you to help your liver out is dandelion root. Dandelion root is bitter, and it's also used as a coffee alternative. If you looked at the recipes, you'll see that I uploaded a caffeine-free latte that uses a product called Dandy Blend. There's dandelion root in that. So you can buy some Dandy Blend if you want. You can also just straight up buy dandelion root and boil it and make a tea out of it. They're doing scientific research right now that's showing that just dandelion root alone is killing cancer in people because it's powerful. Herbs, plants, they're here to help us heal and rejuvenate. So lean on your plant allies. Dandelion root. If you want to do more research, just Google research bitter herbs, bitter foods, astringent herbs, astringent foods, pungent, right? You can look more of them up on your own and start incorporating those into your diet. There's lots of different greens that are also bitter. Radicchio is super bitter. Arugula, bitter greens, bitter herbs, all of those things are going to help your liver recover. And where did my thought go? Oh, and they're going to, so what the bitter taste does when it's in your mouth is it signals your brain that we're eating something bitter, and then your body signals to make more bile. So bile is like what cleans everything out. And if you have parasites, which probably, honestly, all of us probably do, you want to be stimulating bile production in your body because bile is the thing that cleans out the parasites. So, okay, one more thing, because I don't want this to be too long. Like I said, we're going to spend a whole month devoted to nourishing the liver. But one other thing that I want to touch on is the emotional and spiritual side of healing the liver. Because the liver is what holds unprocessed anger. So you can do all the castor oil packs and all the bitter herbs in the world, but if you don't address any suppressed anger that you're carrying, your healing is only going to go so far. So that's where the harder work comes in, is actually creating space to sit down with yourself and look at some of the anger, which is usually grief disguised, that you're carrying, and start allowing yourself to feel it and make peace with it and love yourself and forgive yourself for whatever life situation that you experienced that hurt you and made you angry. And as you start bringing more attention to your liver and wanting to heal it, some of those emotions might start coming up all by themselves. And it's important that you understand the process that you're going through and give yourself the right support so that you don't re-traumatize yourself because big emotions come up and you don't have the proper space to process them or the proper support. So tread lightly on your own healing journey. Trust yourself, trust your body. It's an absolute miracle, doing millions of miracles per second on your behalf, and it knows what it's doing. All we have to do is get out of the way and stop doing things that are harmful to ourselves, and start learning how to actually support the innate intelligence of our bodies to do the thing that they were made to do, which is heal and bring us back into homeostasis. So that is my quick little 15-minute video on what you can start doing right now to support your liver. And I look forward to being with you inside of the Radiance Portal starting in May. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing everyone who is coming to the Golden Hour in just a few hours.